What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK back with another one. Today we're going to talk about what I expect for this upcoming matchup between the Lakers and the Mavericks. I am shooting this video a couple of days ahead of time, so who knows what happens whenever this matchup does happen, but there's going to be a few things that I want to lay out as far as what I expect versus what I wish happens on the night when Luka Doncic returns, ladies and gentlemen. So again, if y'all don't mind dropping a like, subscribing to the channel, consider becoming a member, all that good stuff, man. I'm gonna get into my list of what I expect versus what I wish happened. So as you know, there's a big time game coming up between the Lakers and the Mavericks on Wednesday. Luka is finally returning home, ladies and gentlemen. He is finally returning home. And while I got your attention on Wednesday night around 5:45 p.m., you know, I had this set up and it wasn't like I wanted. Anyway, around 5:45 p.m., this is going to be the thumbnail to that live stream. I'm going to do one final halfway done Mavs pregame show and obviously the Luka show. Luka returns to Dallas, man. This is going to be the stream thumbnail. Y'all definitely be on the lookout. Look on under the live tab. It is already there for y'all to hit the notifications bell to. So we're going to do a little mix. We're going to try to get some surprise guests and all that good stuff for that night in that game. It'll be a pregame / watch along. We're going to be here on YouTube that entire night, breaking down everything that's happening. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. Anyway, so let's get into what I expect versus what I wish happened. I'm going to start with what I expect on that night in Dallas at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, tip off around 6:40 p.m. Central Time. I want to know if it's going to be on, is it going to be on like national TV? Let me see what they got this at under. So Lakers, Mavericks, streaming TV. No, they will not. This will not be on. Wow. I didn't think this was, I thought this was going to be primetime television. It is not going to be. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Well, you know, I thought TNT would have picked it up. I thought ESPN was going to show it. Pretty sure they will. Anyway, what I expect in Dallas that night for the Luka Doncic game. Number one, I expect a fully nice, rich, and friendly Dallas Mavericks crowd. This crowd tonight, they're going to be rowdy for the Mavericks. They'll probably be about 80% as rowdy for Luka. They'll be very friendly. They're not going to be chanting obscenities to Nico Harrison. And they're going to play their part. They're going to play their role. They're going to play nice. And you're going to get a nice, clean performance from the audience that night, even though, you know, what I wish is going to be different. So expect a nice, friendly, cheesy crowd, a wine and cheese crowd. Dare I say so myself. I also fully expect a cheesy, heartless Luka Doncic tribute from the Mavericks. Whether Luka wants to look up and look at it, that is completely up to him. Personally, I would feel so jaded even accepting a tribute. And as a matter of fact, I would tell the Mavericks not to do a tribute because I don't want to go out there and feel like I got to play nice to y'all. Like I don't like what the organization did to me. F your tribute. That's how I feel about it, you know? Another thing, I think the Dallas Mavericks players are going to play with tons of emotion on that night against the Los Angeles Lakers. I think they're going to come out to play. They're going to come out to ball out, man. And, you know, they're going to play with a lot of emotion. They want to show the Dallas Mavericks crowd that they are here and that they could beat the player that they replaced, you know, in the city of Dallas, Nico and Dumont. Again, I do think the Mavericks crowd, it will be cheering very loud for the Mavericks players. They're going to treat this like maybe a playoff game, as close of a playoff game as a wine and cheese crowd could get. And they almost will be, I'll say, if they're cheering 100% for the Mavs, they're probably going to cheer Luka about 75% of his buckets and probably boo the rest of the Lakers. I fully expect us to get asshole Luka Doncic that night. I think he'll be asshole Luka. I don't think he'll be looking for Nico or anything like that. I think it'll just be asshole Luka in the nicest form where he's not talking trash to Mavericks fans, because I don't foresee Mavericks fans crapping on him unless you're my former co-host. Salute the sticks, man. Unless you're a Luka hater and you are for the Luka trade and you happen to have some courtside seats or you're close enough for Luka to hear you, then I definitely see Luka pointing you out and using you as motivation. I do think the majority of the hardcore Mavericks fan for life fan base will be priced out this game. Therefore, that's why it's going to be a nice and friendly crowd. You're not going to get that rowdy crowd. You're not going to get crazy chants. And the Mavericks don't even allow you to get crazy chants off anyway because of all the noise that they play during these kind of games. They want to control you because, again, they are the North Korean Mavericks of Dallas, ladies and gentlemen. This is a North Korean organization here. I do believe there was going to be tons of hype and attention surrounding this game. I'm not quite sure since it's not going to be on a mainstream news outlet, mainstream network like ESPN or TNT. I'm not sure. I think that's still left to be seen, but I can't find that bit of information at the moment. I do think the Lakers are going to be tired after playing a back-to-back. They're going to play Sunday at 2:30 and then Tuesday at 7, and then they play the very next night even earlier at 6:30. So I do think the Lakers are going to be tired, and there might be a chance where Luka sits out, LeBron sits out. There might be a chance the Lakers are not even at full strength, which it'll suck. It will suck very much. But let's say they do play. I do anticipate seeing Anthony Davis balling out against his old team. He's been waiting and chomping at the bit for this moment, and I could definitely see him dunking on LeBron James and having the crowd go crazy and all that and all that good stuff. I also see the Mavericks winning this game as well. I can see the Mavericks winning this game as well. They're going to have all their three bigs back, and that is going to pose issues for the Lakers 1,000%. You're going to need a fantastic game from Luka and LeBron, but I can see the Lakers winning this game, especially if Dinwiddie is on point. So that is my what I expect part of that night. Nothing extravagant, pretty basic, pretty streamlined. This is what I expect, man. We're talking about a wine and cheese crowd here. We're not talking about anything crazy. But now let's get into what I wish happened. All right. Now, my what I wish happened is a little bit different because this is how I wish things would go if I was in that actual arena and participating in this stuff. And if the Mavericks allowed you to get some chance off. What I wish happened was a rowdy, upset, pissed off crowd. That's what I wish happened. And there's two chants specifically that I want for Luka. I want the Luka, Luka, Luka. I want that chant in general throughout the night. And then when Luka's at the free throw line, I want the MVP, MVP chant for Luka Doncic that night. In addition, the other chant that I do want to be heard is the Fire Nico chant from the entire arena. Now let it be where Luka Doncic is at the free throw as well, and everyone's like, Fire Nico, clap, 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 Fire Nico. Like, that would be great. That would be amazing. Because if it's just one person always doing it, that, you know, people like to shit on MVP Luka, but this man is doing things other people don't do and won't do, especially all the gatekeepers on Mavs Twitter. Like, y'all not in the streets. Y'all not out there doing any of the stuff MVP Luka is doing because you're a coward and you hate that he's doing it and garnering attention. But I would love for the entire arena to be chanting Fire Nico. I think that'd be pretty cool. Also, I wish that this arena would be filled with Luka Doncic jerseys, whether Mavericks jerseys or Lakers jerseys. I want the entire arena filled with Luka Doncic jerseys, man. Just saying this is my wish list. My wish list. You know what I'm saying? Also, I do wish that Luka got on the mic to speak to the Mavs fan base without even, like, if they were to do this, like, hey, you get to say whatever you want. Go ahead. You want to do a pregame or postgame? You can speak to the fans and say whatever you want. You want to trash Nico or whatever the case may be, even though Luka won't. I think it would be nice for him to speak to the Mavs fan base on a live mic in that arena in front of that crowd and tell them how much he loves them, how much he misses them, and he will always remember them. I think that would be pretty amazing. I think it'll allow people to move on. Because as upset as I am, I do want people to move on. Not only for themselves, but you know, for the mental health as well. I think if Luka gets on the mic, it just helps all the former Mavs fans or Mavs fans that are still upset. I think it helps a lot. So trying to think unselfishly, you know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna get in it, or I wish we got the extreme playoff asshole Luka Doncic, where he's looking for Nico Harrison to scream at him and call him all sorts of words and things. And I hope Nico Harrison stops hiding to that. I want Luka looking for Nico and calling him all sorts of things. And I hope that Nico stops hiding in the corner like a little puss and actually being a man and sitting in his regular seat and dealing with the actual anger from the fan base. I think it'll help. I think it'll help. And Luka calling him out will help as well, man. My apologies if I offend anyone. I'm me, man. I'm real. And that's how I feel. I think Nico hiding in the corner is really coward behavior for sure. Also, on my wish list is that the fans are so rowdy that they get kicked out of the arena. I just want them to be so rowdy, talking so much crap, looking for management in the front office. Get kicked out, man. You know, this is that one time, ride or die. You know, it can't be always Luka MVP doing this stuff. Ride or die, right? And my wish list is that I hope Luka Doncic goes for 77 points that night. I wish that he would have an amazing, unreal, unbelievable performance in that arena. That would be amazing. And then lastly, my wish is that LeBron balls out and dunks on Anthony Davis, and then Luka hits a step back dagger shot on Anthony Davis to end that game. I think that would be pretty badass for my wish list, as I would want my wish list to go. Anyway, man, let me know what y'all think. What is on your wish list? What is something that I did not put on here from what I expect the game to be like versus what I want to happen? Let me know in the comments. Again, sound off. Let me know what you think. What do you expect from this game that I didn't list, and what do you wish from this game that I did not list? Again, I'm looking forward to everyone's comments. I appreciate y'all so much, man. I'm not gonna hide in no corner. I'm gonna be right here. All right, I'm gonna be right here. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching. It's been your boy TGK, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, consider becoming a member. And Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, Wednesday, this is going to be the thumbnail to the stream. It is going to be the Luka show / Mavs pregame show / Luka returns to Dallas. Again, appreciate y'all watching, man. It's been your boy TGK, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. We out.